was number one. I can't see you got this close. I swear to God. You 32 points away, man. We got a shot. Tell me a friend to be a boss in the right name, one of his sons. She said,
Corona.
So they said,
Please, man, if you can, man, if everybody can, go ahead and mute their phones. And have it quiet in the back.
I mute him.
So we're gonna get started. A few minutes afterwards. Get it popping.
Hi. What up, nation builders? Okay.
Oh, wow.
What up, nation builders? What up, Cortland? Can you even hear me?
Yeah. What's happening?
Hey, not too much, man. Holding it down in the OH.
Already. Ohio in the building.
Yes, sir. What's good with you?
Oh man, just building, man, trying to make it happen, man.
Good.
Every day.
Good.
Yes, sir.
God's grace.
Everything all right with you?
Yeah, most def. Oh, hey, kind of wild. I went to turn in my authenticated birth cert to the real properties division. They gave it back to me and told me they wouldn't take it. So I might have left out like a step or something. I took the power of attorney and the affidavit in, and they were like, we can't take this. So I might have to do one at a time or something.
Yeah. You said that was the that was the let me see how I can say this. You said that happened at the county? That happened if they wouldn't let you record that?
Yeah, I went to the real properties division, and I didn't send my affidavit to the Secretary of State and get it authenticated or anything. I just did the double authenticated birth certificate, and then I brought the affidavit notarized as well as the power of attorney notarized, and then I turned it in, and they were like, yeah, we can't do this. And then they were like, we can't give you advice because we're not attorneys on what to do.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, a lot of counties are doing that now. As far as denying it or rejecting that. As far as that goes, you just got to report that on UCC one. Whenever you do UCC one, filing for like your estate and everything else like that.
Okay, so just put it on the UCC one instead.
You can put it on the UCC, like when you do the non-UCC, there's a box at the bottom, I believe it's in the left side, that says record in the real estate properties division. Just check that off, and that kind of does that. It kind of does the same thing that you're trying to do at the county, because right now they kind of know what it is that we're doing, so they're not really letting people do it.
Okay, so they're kind of countering and being funny, probably because I like said one word or something.
They just know what that's for, so they're not. I haven't heard like it's been a problem for people to do it there. So you just do it under UCC and you straight. It does the same thing.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, brother Maximo.
Yeah, appreciate that, Maximo.
We got about 4 minutes and we'll be getting started in just a few.
Hi, am I supposed to see you?
Not yet, but I will be doing a little video soon. But you all are going to be looking at my screen and everything like that I'll be having up. So I'm going to actually be walking you all through some. No problem.
Okay.
What's your name, if you don't mind me?
My real name? No, my name is Swazette.
Swazette, okay.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to build with. Is this your first webinar that you've done with us?
The first live one, yeah.
Okay, indeed. Well, it's going to be dope. I'm glad that you definitely tuned in and joined in with us. You'll definitely see it's a little bit different too with the live ones. There's a little bit that we usually cut off at the end. That's a few different questions, and this is kind of like the raw version. So you can kind of, if you feel free, if you want to ask questions here at the end, definitely document and take notes. Write down whatever you want to. So at the end, we'll open up the floor for everybody to ask their own questions. And, all of this may not be, included in the actual webinar video we sell on the website, resale. So, definitely take advantage, Queen. Appreciate you, though. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Will do. Thank you. Thank you for making this available.
All right, no doubt. Well, we got about 2 minutes, and we'll be getting started. Anybody got any testimonies, anything like that they'd like to vocalize to the community? This ain't just about learning information. This is actually trying it, asserting it, and actually applying it. You see what I'm saying?
I recently had a trial for a traffic ticket, but I didn't have enough time to do the process of how to handle traffic tickets in court. So I sent in an injunction, and then I mistakenly missed the trial, but they said that the officer said that he had no recollection, but it couldn't be
family. All right. Hope everybody is ready. My bad. I kind of lost connection a little bit right there. I kind of missed that whole test. Hey. But that's all good. We'll answer that at the end. We'll let everybody get the testimonies in. If anybody has any problems or anything like that, just let me know. Again, right now, connect. Right. It's good. Get this. I need everybody. Thank you. No, you're good. All right. Let me. You see me? Y'all good? Well, in the legal process, I'll put it like this, man. As long as you didn't infringe on somebody, you didn't, physically steal from anybody, you didn't take from anybody, you didn't harm anybody. I mean, you pretty much beat every single court case that there is, man, because this is all business, and this is what we're going to really kind of break down and kind of put out there today. And as long as you kind of court, because you have time for this, just to be wantonly infringe on somebody. So we're gonna get into it. That's I just kind of wanted to show myself, let you know I was a real person behind it, not like a robot or anything like that. Like I said, we got some new people. It's their first time, going through. And I appreciate you all for joining us. So let me turn this on. And everybody see my screen?
Yes.
First and foremost, let's start the Act, okay? All right. What is it and what is it all about? All right. Because at the end of the day, these lawyers, these people who are ruling against us in courts, they are foreign agents. All right. They work for the bar, accredited registry. If we are Americans, why are Britons or people who are signed over us? That's you can all go ahead and get that before we move forward. What is the FARA Act? The Foreign Agents Registration Act was enacted in 1938. All right. FARA requires certain agents of foreign principals who are engaged in political activities or other activities, specific of their receipts, distributions, in support of those activities. Disclosure of the required information facilitates evaluation by the government pools, of such persons in light of their function as foreign agents. All right. It's just very important to know that understand that this was enacted way back in the early 1930s, man. All right, and this is a foreign agents here, meaning anything like that who are registered under the bar, they need to register under something called the FARA. Doing in the past, told you about, you know, how the US 71, the 3. That's basically when they had the Great Depression and things like that. That's when we defaulted on the loan, because in 1871, you know, after the after the Civil War, that's when we basically took a loan from Britain. We were like, hey, we need this money to go do all the gold and everything. Here, who is truly in control. The Britain business, you have to basically register with the Foreign Agents Registration Act. You have to put that on you people that when you go into courts, when you're paying these district, you know, charges, or these civil charges, these criminal charges, or whatever it is, they don't ever let you know that, you know, that they're basically foreign agents, but you got to know that, because basically now you got, if you're in the proper status, how can a Britain judgment or authority over your life as an American national? It doesn't even make sense. Okay, these people are fish now. It's here in America Inc. All right, all right, all right. Good. All right. So if a judge and a prosecutor are working for the bar, the British hell, even the damn y'all go out and register, even if it's a court appointed lawyer, most of you represent and work for the accredited registry. Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest? Can you people even truly hire and truly represent the law and lawfully? Truly? Truly. Can you? Is it even possible? They are, if you have somebody who's working for you when you're paying thousands of dollars, they all still work for Britain. They're all going up there with money. You might get you off the deal. At the end of the day, he still works with Britain, and they got you off working together. At the end of the day, you can do it without them if you just know that you can stand on record, say about the Constitution. And why is it so important? All right. But indeed, no private is a compact contract, is not a party to it. This is an actual court case. This is an actual court record that can be used against them in a court of law. Meaning the Constitution is a contract for the public servants who take an oath of office to uphold the Constitution, who are employed under the governor. It is a compact contract for them, not you. We are truly not a part of the Constitution. All right? This is what I really want to make sure you understand in this video. All right? Are a stock. You do have their This is very important to understand. So whatever clause or whatever signature Constitution was signature is not on the Constitution, is it? So basically, you are not binding basically to it. It's personally, all right. It's just that basically you all have a birth certificate. Period. If you can go back, which is basically makes you all. Rich talked about it in the regional constitution. Now, is signed webinars that you all are wave stockholders of the United States Corporation, because you back in the 17th, you all have that birth certificate. That birth certificate is just a certificate saying that you all have stock in the United States Corporation. Okay, that's very important to understand. And basically, as stockholders, you all have the right to tell them as public servants to uphold their oath to the Constitution. Okay. And the Constitution in every single state, the organic Constitution, is different than these public codes and statutes now. All right? Because what they're trying to operate on in these codes and statutes, when you go in these tribunal courts every single day, these regular courts every single day, they're trying to operate on codes and statutes, but they took oaths of office now to uphold the original constitutions. And it's your job to make sure that they uphold that and tend to that. You see what I'm saying? Whenever an officer gets elected into office, you can always go to the elections divisions there in the county, and you can always go and pull their oaths of office. That's where they swore to uphold the Constitution and take oath to injunctions work, because you're standing on the constitutional rights. And I always like to say now too, whenever you all do your injunctions, I don't know if you all have ever done any, but you know, whenever you all send off any injunctions, go ahead and pull those oaths of office too. You know, pull those bonds and everything and send those in with those injunctions and let them know that, hey, we got a copy, your certified copy of your oath of office, and let them know that you all have sworn. That's a contract. That oath of office is a contract to uphold the Constitution. They have to do that. Okay? All right? That's very important that y'all remember that. Understand that the Constitution does not grant rights. Neither does the Bill of Rights. They only declare that the rights as they may be. The Constitution only operates upon the agent of the government in his dealings with you, and that per his oath, he swore to uphold, defend, and support the Constitution as the supreme laws of the land. As to those enumerated rights, violate his dealings with you. Okay? The agent of the government cannot violate First, Second, Fourth, or Fifth Amendments, as the Constitution is his restricted and limited contract. So again, you are not a party to the Constitution, but the strategy is to force them to uphold their constitutional contract to you as a stockholder, secured party, as we the people of the U.S. corporation. Okay, this is a game now. All right, is the courtroom a business? Well, we can just ask Mentor.com. Now, I don't know whatever courtroom or whatever that you all deal with, or whatever court case that you all are dealing with, but I can promise you, if you look on Mentor.com, let me see, did I pull any up on here? Yeah, here we go, Mentor.com. Here's the Harris County Clerk's Office. This is just like here in Houston. Harris County Clerk's Office is a privately held company in Houston, Texas, categorized under county government executive offices. If you go in there, you can actually type in like the exact courtroom that you all have, and you can pull it up right here on Mentor.com, and it'll pull up that it is in a privately held company. Y'all, these people are businesses. All right, listen. These people came over here to our Aboriginal ancestors' land, our ancestors' land. They set up Britain businesses now. Okay, these weren't Caucasians. Okay, these weren't even Caucasians. These were melanated people. They set up Britain businesses on behalf of Britain. Okay, and you know, these are privately held companies, all under the crown. All right, even that courtroom, that's a business. You can type in your exact courtroom on here and it'll pull up as a privately held business. We need to understand that these people are doing business with us. The reason why we keep failing as a people, because we aren't on our shit, is when it comes to business. This is business, y'all. We got to get out of our emotions and understand that this is business. All right? This is right here on Mentor.com. This is the Harris County Clerk's Office. This is in Houston now. We got millions of people out here. This is a privately held company. Damn, I didn't know we were doing business. Y'all better recognize, all right? Cool. Now, the idea here is to get full disclosure of who is and who is not a foreign agent and get it on the public record when you all are dealing with your court records. Otherwise, that party is likely to be acting without jurisdiction. Hint, it's going on all the time. When they take an oath, they become foreign to you, okay? They become foreign to you because they work for a foreign registered corporation, which is not something you are a part of. Therefore, a foreign entity they are to you, all right? When these foreign agents, police agents, attorneys, judges, profit with paychecks, bonuses, benefits, or retirement contributions, it can be interpreted as being a payment of bribery. When mortgage companies contribute to certain retirement funds, when IRS agents receive bonuses for indictments and or collections, when police gets bonuses for tickets and other performances, or when child protective services collect funds on child support services and et cetera, these are all a part of their bribery and services that they get paid off of because this is a business, y'all. All right? And if you just know how to do business with these people, we can duck and dodge all of that. Now, I say do your homework and study your own definitions and do your own, we're not here to give any legal advice, okay? All right. Now, under 8 U.S.C. 1481, taking the oath or making an affirmation or any form of declaration of allegiance to a foreign state or political thereof, it's important to know what taking an oath is, all right? Because the reason is when you all start putting in some of these documents and paperwork that we're talking about tonight, they're not going to want to put in an oath. They're not going to want to swear under a declaration, to rebut your affidavits that you all are going to be putting in because they already know what they're playing in. It's a game, all right? It's a business. And if you all just approach them and assert yourself in a proper manner, they'll move out the way because they know what time it is. It's the codes in their own statutes that tell them that. Now, I put a lot of stuff in here that you all can read on your own time. It's just a few different codes and things you can put in your paperwork to kind of help you and back you. Let me see. Again, we have the 28 U.S.C. 3002 section 15 that states the United States is a federal corporation. It is a corporation now, y'all. It is a business, and it'll tell you that in their own documents and writing. All right. So to treat it or talk about this as if it's anything else than Walmart or McDonald's, then we tripping with our own selves, okay? All right, it is a business. You all ain't scared to be sicking and shaking when you go into McDonald's, so I don't know why you treat it the same way when you're dealing with these public officials, okay? Because that's all they are. Moving along. Got some of the federal rules of civil procedure, all right? I added a little stuff in here about the foreign state, different division between a foreign state and a state political. Foreign state is a political subdivision, agent, or instrumentality must be served, and it must be served in accordance with 28 U.S.C. 1608. As a foreign state, when you all take control over over your straw man, you all are taking it over as a foreign entity. You all create these foreign situs trusts and things like that. You all are now operating as a foreign state. Okay. All right. And these people have to address you in certain manners. If you all are out here getting arrested over these warrants, man, let me tell you something about these warrants, y'all. Because half of these warrants that they got on y'all ain't even real, ain't even truthful. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because these warrants that they so-called got at you, you missed court or whatever the case may be, I can promise you, usually those warrants they got online, those are just some digital warrants. They ain't never got nothing on paper. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a felony or whatever the case may be, before they ever put those handcuffs on you, you need to ask them, yo, where's the warrant at? Yeah, I need to see a Article 3 judge sign doing that warrant. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they're doing things illegally and they're going in here getting these complaints and they're writing up these fake, warrants that are, basically, giving them the right to, come and put their hands on you or whatever the case may be, for traffic tickets or violation. And the thing is, they ain't never been signed by a real judge. Truly. actually press some law and do anything according to, according to the law. Never put that on public record. It's not supposed to stop. I'm saying, but if you ask for it, you might just get it. That's what this is all about. All right, they gotta let you know when these people they are now. People take on all kind of pledges and things like that in order to take the office and the positions that they're taking. They got to do that. All right, because they're foreign agents. They can't do business and really do things like that out here. Are you okay here with us? Because they with some foreigners' ability of pressing law, and you get hold of China and put some U.S. laws on, so you can't. But you're okay with them doing all right. They're foreign agents. They got to take these statements. They got to do all this. They're not real. They're not acting as sovereign Americans pressing law on you. They're acting as foreign agents of the bar. All right. Now, and another thing is when these people be addressing you in these court papers and summons you and stuff like that, they like they like to send things to your address, which is why I always tell you guys to get PO boxes. Okay, because when you're starting to do, messaging and starting to do paperwork back and forth with these people through the courtrooms, you can tell them, no, I want you to contact me through my PO box. And a lot of times they already know they can't contact they're a court now, they're a business. They can't contact you through a living, as a living soul through your PO box or things like that privately, because they already know that would be, they can't do business with you like that. A business can't talk to a human being, period. Now, this is why this isn't put in here, this 18 U.S.C. 1342 and mail fraud, when they communicate with you using a fictitious name or a straw man name, or they fail to use their real given name, as is the custom to be called Judge H. Doe or whatever, John H. Doe. The middle initial or capitalized letter or omission of a middle name is a sign to watch out for and does not really matter. Basically, what I'm saying is you want to make it to where, when you're dealing with these courtrooms, and basically once you've taken over that straw man entity, you've taken control over that as a living being, because we're going to get into the documents that you put in, because you're going to put in an injunction into your case. And this is basically you speaking as a sovereign man or woman over the straw man. You basically want to let them know, hey, this is where, I'm now in control. And if you want to communicate and do business with me, you got to contact me through my PO box. You can't be addressing me through this home address or whatever this fake ass entity is. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that y'all get these PO boxes, because again, they can address you in a corporate matter if you're operating through your home address. All right. But you're already letting them know that, hey, once I put you on notice, it's mail fraud to try and contact me or communicate to me in any other shape, form, or fashion. All right. Now, it's very important that you all demand to see this anti-bribery statement. If you search each state, you will find anti-bribery codes. You may have to search your situation, state or federal. It's up to you. Just depending on your situation. But look what you can. Look about what you can about bribery. If anyone is profiting as a foreign agent, especially from the results of a ticket, indictment, child support matter, attorney included, in any indirect way, wouldn't that be a case of bribery or profit for that matter? If a judge is getting paid, wouldn't that be bribery? You know what I'm saying? You all are getting, these judges are getting paid off child support. That's bribery, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Because they're working with these lawyers to put you in situations to know that they're going to profit and get money off your energy and your work. And not all, and all these other court situations when people are going to jail and signing for time and you're being charged. You know what I'm saying? Again, these are all words in commerce. You're being charged, for you're signing for time. These are all ways that the judge is also making profit off of your energy, because you all are going to, let's say you are working on the roads and the highways and things like that, your energy, you know what I'm saying? You might get pennies and nickels, but they're getting, dollars. This is all a part of an anti-bribery statement. You want to make sure that, hey, you're not making money off this. Hey, before we move forward in this case, I need to know, and I need Rex ain't about business to you, because this is dealing with my life here. Okay? All right? So, that's what these codes and just different things about Haiti, you know, again, I'll let you kind of read all that. Let's get into the good stuff. How to use this information. Send a letter of demand to the U.S. Attorney General and to all parties and ask for these items. And when they say all parties, we need to ask these for, like, if you're dealing with a court case specifically, especially if you just got a court case, or if you're dealing with, you know, before you deal with one, let's say you catch the court case in the beginning, you always want to send this to the clerk of court, because a lot of these documents you're going to want to demand from them. That's who really who has the power to demand these things. And if you already know who the other lawyers are or the prosecutors are, you can also, I guess, demand, you know, these documents directly from them. Again, if you're dealing with the state of Missouri or state of Mississippi or California or Ohio, if you're dealing with a state of, you know, I would just say the best thing is just to send it in directly to the clerk, and maybe you can CC the judge and CC the prosecutors too as well. You know, but let's get into the gist of this. All right. Senator, always be willing to proceed upon production of the following items first. You are just asking so you can determine the jurisdiction and the nature and the cause of the matter before you can proceed or enter in any plea. So before you can enter in any plea, you just need to know what's going on, you know, who's trying to, you know, persecute me, who's trying to bring some kind of law, some kind of judgment or some type of order against me. These people have to give this to you. This is all a part of the Freedom of Information Act. This is your rights. If you end up in court, then bring it up again and pass out copies and you know, like, again, because we're going to have you put in some things into the court case, into the file, and you're going to have some things that are going to be asked. And again, if they actually try to proceed on in the court record, you can ask this again in court and pass out copies, whatever you want to ask, but you make sure that everybody gets a copy. But anyway, this is something that can go to everybody, the judge, the prosecutors, whatever. You want to get a certified copy of their oath of office, okay? Again, a lot of times we need to understand that this oath of office is a contract. And again, we are not a part of it, but as stockholders, we are owed, you know, we are beneficiaries of it. So basically, as beneficiaries, you know, we can basically, you know, we reap the benefit of it. And basically, they're trustees, they're public officials. They have to work on the benefit of us, okay, of the state. You know, they work for the state. So basically, as stockholders, they work for us. That's why we have the right to tell them what to do. And basically, we want to get a certified copy of their oath of office. And you can usually find that in your Secretary of State, in the Elections Division. All right? In the Elections Division. Every single time that a judge or anybody like that, a district judge especially, or a circuit judge, whatever you want to call them, whatever your state does, you know, whenever a judge gets elected, you know, he always has to take an oath, and he always has to send that to the Secretary of State. All right, and that's where you can go and get a certified copy of that. You want to go snatch that up, even though you're going to ask them for it, and I know they're not going to give it to you. The clerk's not going to give it to you. You still want to ask them for it, but basically you want to go snatch that up and get that certified copy of the judge's oath of office, because you want to put that on the public record too when you put in some of these other papers, because you want to let it know, hey, you swore to uphold this Constitution, this contract now. And you said that you're going to uphold it, you know, according to this organic Constitution and not these codes and statutes. You said you're going to swear to uphold this. So a lot of these things you all are being charged for, whether it's guns or whether it's marijuana or whatever it is, y'all can go back and check these organic constitutions, and they don't say a damn thing about guns being illegal or marijuana being illegal or hemp being illegal, because these were some of the main crops and some of the main things these people had back then that were, you know, lawful. They knew that, you know, you weren't taking their guns, you weren't taking their foods and their crops in the way that they were making money for themselves. People were making money off hemp and cannabis back in the 1800s. So why the hell would they write it into the Constitution to make it illegal? It wasn't illegal. And that's the thing, as judges that sign in the Constitution to make these oaths of office, even in present day, they still got to uphold those original, those old constitutions way back from the 1800s, you know what I'm saying, that stood on the true lawful, you know, the laws of man, the laws of the land, the laws of the land. That's what the old constitutions used to stand on. So that's what they still have to respect. So at the end of the day, man, most of you all that are in court dealing with traffic violations or dealing with marijuana or whatever the case may be, the old constitutions don't go against these, you know, these violations that they're being oppressed against you. And this judge can't even rule against you because he took a contract oath to uphold that Constitution, saying, yo, we're going to uphold this organic joint, and this organic Constitution don't say that we got to, violate people because they wanted to smoke marijuana when they wanted to smoke it, or when they wanted to speed at whatever speed they wanted to. What you mean? People were riding horses and carriages back then. They didn't have no speed thermometers. Wasn't nobody out there talking about, hey man, you're riding 80 miles per hour. That's too fast now. Hey, slow it down. And that wasn't going on back then. You see what I'm saying? So in those original constitutions, they gotta still hold truth to those contracts. Okay? And those contracts, we can hold them to that paperwork and say, yo, hey man, back then they wasn't talking about no speed or no codes and statutes. So no, you can't hold me to that. I'm a man, I'm a man, and I got equity in this company. I'm a stockholder, and basically, I'm a beneficiary. You're just a trustee. You got to work for me. You got to do what I want you to. That's why these oaths of office are important. And every single time you're dealing with a court case, you want to put an oath of office. You want to always pull that judge's oath of office. Okay? And even when you are doing these injunctions, it's important that you pull the oath of office of the sheriff, the head sheriff. All right? Go to the county. That's where you can pull. It's usually like the administration's office, or usually the elections office or something like that. Even for the county, you can find that you can get it's oath of office from there. You need to get a certified copy and make a copy of that and send in your injunction into your paperwork and let them know, like, yo, you gotta uphold my constitutional rights and your contractual rights. That you can't infringe on me for certain shit according to these constitutional laws. It's very important now, y'all. Because if you don't do that, you all are operating under special laws and operating as corporate shadow. All right? So that's very important. Get those certified copies of their oath of office, always. Put that on the public record and file that into your case. Write an affidavit of truth, explaining your situation, standing on your organic constitutional laws, stating, how you didn't infringe on anybody's inalienable rights. Again, now, if y'all went out there and murdered somebody or something like that, this ain't really gonna help y'all. This process not for you. It's not your, now, if you didn't infringe on anybody's constitutional rights, you all didn't physically harm somebody, you didn't harm anybody's business, you didn't harm, any, how can I say, you didn't take anything, you didn't steal anything, then basically you didn't really harm anybody's natural laws of, natural laws of man. Okay, and you basically want to write an affidavit, stating your affidavit of truth, stating what was real to you, what happened, stating your information, and basically they got to rebut it. They have to rebut your affidavit point for point. You understand? They have to. If not, it stands as law within 30 days. That's why it's good. If you're dealing with a court case, usually they give you some time before that first date of arraignment comes up, or whatever the situation may be. As soon as you get about the jail cell, go ahead and start putting this paperwork in immediately. Put in your affidavit of truth, all of this other kind of stuff, because again, after 30 days, it stands as truth. It stands as law if they don't rebut it. All right. So again, we have a template for that affidavit of truth, and we're going to give you all that too at the end. And you all can just kind of get that and kind of just go off of that and kind of add your own special sauce and juice to that, and basically just do your own thing. But it's a simple template. It doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be extremely explanatory. Just explain your situation with your affidavit and put this in as your truth as to what happened in this court case. And again, if you did something that was infringing upon somebody physically, they'll be able to rebut your affidavit. But if you didn't, and this is just truly operating on codes and statutes, then yeah, they're not going to be able to rebut anything. All right? It's a game. Now, moving on to letter C, foreign registration statement on record at the time of their originality contacting you. As for agents, attorneys, judges, anyway, there's a certain foreign agent registration statement that these people even gotta have, man. Like judges, police officers, all these people are public. These people are public foreign agents, y'all. They're foreign agents. Like before they put a warrant out to put some handcuffs on you, hold on, I need to know who you are. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? If you're a foreigner, why are you putting handcuffs on me? Hold on, do you have your Foreign Agent Registration Act on you? Hold on, do you have your statement? Hold on, let's pull it up. Yeah, let's see if we can pull that up real quick. So I want y'all to see this. Like this is a real form that these people fill out now, y'all. Let's see. Truth, explain that. There you go. And I'm giving you all these templates and stuff too. And recording. Let's see if it'll pull up. Okay, now check this now. This is an actual form that these people got to fill out. This is an amendment to registration statement pursuant to the Foreign Agents Registration Act of 1938. It's been going on since the 1930s, y'all. These people been operating since as foreign agents since the 1930s now. It's a business. Now, I mean, you can zoom this in and, you know, and look at this more when you want to. All right. But yeah, this just talks about the Privacy Statement Act, how these people got to sign up. Listen, man, these people are foreigners. But hold on. Before they put the warrant on you, before they put the handcuffs on you, did they show you this paperwork? Did they show you who they were? If not, why are you just letting some random person just run up on you and just put these handcuffs on you? Hold on. And if you're a foreigner and I'm an American, that's an immediate, that's a direct conflict of interest, ain't it? Huh. And if that's the case, then hold on, we need to just be handling this in the courtroom. You don't even put your hands on it. All right? So that's very important that y'all see this. And I put that in there too, an example of that, so that y'all can see that. But that's heavy. Listen, y'all, these people are foreigners, y'all. They taking oaths to be a part of a foreign corporation. And all of this needs to be on the public record before any of these people move forward to put any judgment or order against you. Hold on, I need to know what's going on. Who are you people? All right. So, again, we have the Foreign Agent Registration Act, registration statement that you all are basically going to require, and you're going to, request from them. You're going to ask them for this, And again, whether they don't reply and say, hey, we don't have it, or they don't, just don't reply in general, that's basically saying, hey, after the 21 days in the Freedom of Information Act, you're just opting into saying you're not going to operate with the law and give me what's mine. You're choosing not to operate and show me who you truly are. And in that case, that then becomes a felony now, y'all. That's a felony for them not to operate and act within the Freedom of Information Act. This is why a lot of times they're just going to dismiss and throw your case out, because truly you can have a lawsuit against them, and they also have a felony on their back now. Because truly they can either show their cards and show you who they are and let you know that they're a foreigner, or they can keep their cards and get a felony thrown up against them. So either way they lose. It's just all about a game that you know how to play. All right? So you get them to put their anti-bribery statement on the record too. And we're going to get into all these documents. When I'm telling you, I already got them already made for you. Good. Y'all ain't got to do nothing. It's already here for you. Anyway, we're gonna get into it. What's next? And my man Maximo put me on this. Request their business tax information. Yeah, man, we already looked on Manta.com and saw that these people are a business. Okay? These people are operating as a business. Go ahead and request their W-9 from them. All right? And tell them, and also fill out a IRS form 4506A. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get into all of that here later. I'm just kind of running through the basics, and then what we're going to be discussing. All right? Now, also when you're dealing with these court cases, put them on notice to protect your constitutional rights via an injunction. Always put an injunction into your case, y'all. All right? And that's you basically standing on your constitutional rights with an injunction, and letting them know who you are, and basically letting them know, like, yo, if I infringed on somebody's, personal rights, their natural rights, go ahead and state that now. Now, if not, that injunction is a contract after 3 days, y'all. All right? You can always overtrump a contract with another contract as long as these people agree to it by silence or acquiescence. All right? That's why that injunction is so powerful. And you're letting them know, all right, listen, with that injunction, you let them know, hey, now I'm standing on my constitutional rights. Now, if you infringe on me and you agree to this contract after 3 days and you didn't rebut it, basically you're saying, hey, if I get in jail, if anything happens to me, I can charge you for $9,000 for every single time that you made an infringement, on my estate, I can charge you in the small claims court. That's why it's so easy, man. That's why it's so lovely. Every single time they're using y'all's name, once you get your name trademarked, these people are out here doing business with these court cases on your name. Like, man, you can sue these judges personally in the small claims court for that, up to $9,000 for every single infringement. Man, y'all can get y'all money out here. But anyway, request those W-9s, man, and always request that you get their tax information, because again, they're businesses now. They're not operating as a real government. All right. And also, you want to put a fee schedule on this, which behind behind your injunction. Tula, let them know that, hey, we can open up small claim cases against you for $9,000, but hey, I also got this injunction, and let it be known I can also open up some federal cases against you and get this money against you in the long run. Okay? Put that fee schedule on notice, man. Get a fee schedule. I'll include that in 2 packets. I don't know if I put that in here already, but I'll include that. You're gonna also want to file a color law form. It's a warning form. This is the actual government form now, y'all. And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna break that down. Okay. And before any judgment of the court date, you could also, this is just optional, you could subpoena in the Attorney General to testify to the facts of your case. Again, once this is all, look, these courts, they're tribunal courts, these state courts, everything y'all are dealing with, these traffic courts, they all operate on administrative processes, y'all. Okay? And once you all perfect these administrative processes on these people through these injunctions and through this paperwork that I'm gonna give y'all, and they don't answer, constitutionally, they have violated you. This is why you can also subpoena in the Attorney General, which is, again, this is a business. And basically, the Attorney General is the manager. These small little state courtrooms and all these tribunal courts, these people are like the cash room, the cash registers, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They just work at the register. But the Attorney General is actually the person who's manager who looks over them. And that's why you can actually subpoena in the Attorney General when you got all this information and you got them in default. They didn't answer. They didn't give you the Freedom of Information Act. They didn't give you the bonds back. They didn't give you the insurance request that you asked for. They didn't give you the Freedom of Information. They didn't give you the Foreign Agent Registration Act statement. I'm telling you, they're not going to give you none of this information back because they already know as soon as they give you information, that automatically puts them on the foreign side and they can't rule over you. So they're not going to give it to you. But that's why I said when it comes to getting this remedy in all this situation, it's about you enforcing it. And you all have to move the court. You understand? This is all an administrative process, and you all have to move the court. And you're doing this through this administrative process, and that's why we say don't just do this injunction one time. You're going to have to do it 3 times. Put it in your court case and put them on notice. And after 3 days, yeah, it already becomes a contract. But still, go ahead and give them an opportunity to cure. If you don't want, if you feel like me standing on my constitutional rights is the problem, I'm giving you an opportunity to cure, and you can do that. They still don't question it. They still don't rebut it. All right, bet. Well, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put you in default on this injunction. Okay. All right. That's just off the injunction alone. Now you got them injunction off the, now you got them in default off the injunction. Then I'm gonna have you put in the Freedom of Information Information Act request where you're asking for the oaths of office, you're asking for the bonds for all the prosecutors, all the judges, for the clerks. You're asking for all these people's information. I need to know who everybody is. And they have 21 days according to the Freedom of Information Act to give you that information. If they do not give you that information after 21 days, y'all, these people are violating the law. Like, that's a felony. They have to give you this information because they're trying to do business with you. They're trying to rule and do business over your life. They have to give you that. That's a part of the Freedom of Information Act. That's why these requests are important. All right? So moving on. And this is why you want to file that color of law warning in the case, because this is a government form letting them know, like, yo, if you try to violate me and you try to persecute me under the color of law, basically as a straw man, I can sue you and I can persecute you. I'm already letting you know through a government form. And we'll get into that too. All right. And if they violate you and still railroad you, You know, you can write up a bill of complaint for a violation that they make against your estate, according to your fee schedule. Again, for every single violation and infringement that made against you, you can write up a bill of complaint, and I have a template for that. And you can send this in to the administrative office of the courts, and you'll be able to file a 5-point. And and again, this is all if they still try to railroad you after you put all this information on them. This is already a lot, and a lot of times after you do all this, they're just going to want to dismiss your case when it comes up. They're like, hold on, this is a little too much. We already know if we go out here and put all this information out here, this is going to violate us. This is also going to put on the public record that people can see on the public internet, you know, that we're violating ourselves and letting people know that we're operating as a business. Everybody thinks this is the government, y'all. Everybody thinks this is a real government. All right, y'all go vote. You know, every 4 years, y'all go vote. Really think y'all really think y'all doing this is government. That's what people think. That's what the 95% think. They know that this is a business. Okay. Now, the reason why they're gonna want to go ahead and throw out your case and dismiss it every single time is just because they already know this is exposing them. And if you came into the courtroom talking all this, this is really exposing them. A lot of times you don't even have to show up to court after you done put in all this information, because you already know that they're not going to rebut none of these affidavits. If you can do everything 30 days before your court date, this all really stands as law. Period. So anyway, that's basically the formula right there. You know, and I mean, you can move to get a motion to dismiss, you know, for lack of jurisdiction after these people don't answer. But you know, we got a little wording for all of that. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the templates that I have on here, because I know this is the goodies, the real good part of all of this. Let me see. And again, this is the Foreign Agents Registration Act. This is on the Department of Justice. You know, it was enacted in 1938. Requires certain agents of foreign principals who are engaged in political activities, okay, under the statute, to make periodic public disclosure of their relationship with the foreign principal, as well as activities, receipts, and disbursements in support of those activities. Disclosure required facilitates the evaluation by the government and the American people of the activities of such persons in their light of functioning as foreign agents, okay, as American people of the activities of such persons. This is why they have to give us this material, y'all. This is according to the Department of Justice. It says the American people, we demand this. We're supposed to see who you people are. If you're a foreign agent, I demand to see that. That's what the government said. That's what their rules said. You can't possibly be a judge. Well, on Manor.com, they said you was business. Well, wait a minute. All right now, somebody out here playing. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can find this. All right. All right. What's going over here to the goodies file? Oh yeah, I already had that one. Oh, cool. Here we go. Templates. Now, I already have an affidavit of truth template in here. It's real simply. It's real simple. You all can use this affidavit of truth template. You know how we were talking about, you know, when you want to file this into your court case, you know, basically stating your truth and things like that. It's a simple template. Real easy. You know, nothing complicated. Some of this other stuff is Maximo. But this colored law form right here that we were talking about. Again, now, y'all, these are real government forms. This is a violation warning, denial of rights under colored law. All right. And these are forms you can just put in your name, fill out your name up here, the injured party. Real simple. You know, you can state basically, you know, how you were injured and everything like that. I'll leave that in there. You know, it's just an example. It's just a warning that you can put on record to the judge and to the, you know, basically to the, you know, the clerk and everybody like that, the state of whoever letting them know, like, all right, now, if you choose to pursue and go forward with this court case, I'm going to be on you. And this is your warning. All right. Now, we talked about having those Foreign Agent Registration Act statements, those requests. These are all right. You want to send the first one to the Attorney General. And we have another one where you're going to send to the Clerk of Court. You're going to send both of these out first. You send these out at the same time. All right, well, let's pull it up. All right. Yeah, let's see. All right, let's load up. Cool. So again, everything is already here. And again, you're going to send one of these to the Clerk of Court, and you're going to send this to the Attorney General. All right. Put your name. I already left everything simple. Put your name. It's real easy, plug and play. State of wherever you are. You can send an intention. You can put an intention to the Attorney General, whatever. But also, again, you're going to send a copy to the Clerk of Court. And you're going to send a copy to the Attorney General. You're going to put an intention to the judge. Put your case number right here. This is where you put the state, the city, address of everything of your court, of your courtroom. Excuse me. And again, right here it says, I, put your name, uppercase, lowercase, my proper person pursuant to 18 U.S.C. I'm not going to read through all of this, but basically, this is you making a request according to the Privacy Act statement. The filing of this document is required for the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938, as amended to 22 U.S.C. 611. The purposes of registration. Purposes of registration under this act and public disclosure provision. What you gotta just go on. Basically, this is you making a request for their for their foreign agent registration statement. That form we talked about. This is you requesting that. And this is also on you making a formal request for their anti-bribery statement. Again, this is them basically stating that they're not taking any profit from any of this that's going on. You want them to make a sworn statement and a declaration that, that they're not doing any of this business, quote unquote, to profit off of, basically my servitude. Period. Again, this is already, just kind of some extra jibber jabber. Letting them know what mail fraud is and just different things. These templates is fire. Letting you know. So they have everything on here. And again, you just put your name in here. And again, you send these in to the Clerk of Court. And you send this in to the Attorney General. And this is you. This is all according to the Freedom of Information Act. This is your right to request this information. I want to know, give me your Foreign Agent Registration Act statement. And I want you all to give me your Anti-Bribery Statement Act. So that's what that template is. All right. Cool. Got that one out the way. And cool. After you send in that first one, here's a second notice. After that 21 days, if you still have time, you can, depending on how much time you have in your court case, you can send them the second notice, which is basically just another letter. It's like giving them another 7 days. It's like their opportunity to cure before they go into default yet again. Because they're already in default up to 21 days according to the Freedom of Information Act. They already didn't give you what you were supposed to be given by law. But just because you're the kind, nice person, soft and American as you are, you give them another chance. You give them another 7 days. You ain't got to give them this, though. But basically, this letter here is what kind of sums everything up. All right, because you're like, hey, my name is, whatever your name is, my proper name, whatever. And on this date, I sent the anti-bribery statement request forwarded, whatever date that is, whatever date, certified mail, You know, why won't you do what I required, you know, what I demanded? Basically, again, you're basically saying, hey, why won't you guys give me what I demanded, what I required? You know, I asked for the bribery statement. I asked for your Foreign Agent Registration Act statement. Why won't you guys give me this? What's going on? That's basically what you're all saying, information. And again, y'all can go back and delete some of these text wrapping these and just extra things. But anyway, these are just some codes and statutes and things like that that help you with your paperwork. Are you afraid that my demand request might violate some other law? If so, which one? If my request is a crime, which one? Why? If this request is fraud, why? If my request will violate some court rules and procedures, which one and why? If you require you or me to violate some other legal provisions, which one? And again, you're just putting them all, you're making them answer questions. Again, because these are being put in as affidavits. All right, you insert these into your cases, affidavits. And again, affidavits always have to be rebutted. All right. Now, if you cannot verify by sworn supported affidavit or sworn oral statement under first-hand knowledge under penalty of perjury that I have physically harmed a fellow neighbor, state citizen, or one of the public people of the jurisdiction by way of trespass or by a lawful signed contract that was lawfully established by two or more natural persons, how is it that a foreigner can't have proof in persona of jurisdiction hold me liable to any crime if a crime was never committed or verified? Okay, if these people don't have a sworn testimony, okay, under a warrant now, okay, by a human being, not by a corporate figure, by a human being. You know what I'm saying? And again, the state is a being, that's a business. The state of whatever can't hold you accountable for anything because that's a business. They can't make a sworn testimony. All right, that's very important to know. And on here this is why we summed it all up. You have the following 7 days response time to disclose to me what foreign principles you work for and represent in regards to your foreign registration statement, or your lack of response verifies and you agree, concur, and affirm that you lack jurisdiction as a foreigner pursuant to your case number here, according to UCC rule, UCC 2207 rules and regulations. Your performance is your acceptance. Okay, and this basically gives you the right. Be further advised, for the cost of defending this frivolous case without jurisdiction proven on the record, I will charge all those who interfere with my rights and property, which includes my time and damage to reputation. I hereby charge all individuals involved in involved in their individual capacity a rental rate of utilizing my property and name at a rate of $1,000 per day, beginning from the date of this receipt of this notice. If the matter is known, as case number whatever is not dropped with prejudice within 7 days of this receipt, okay? Y'all need to know that these courts are operating on administrative process. And if you all have perfected the administrative process by putting these people on notice with your injunction, you put these people, you're giving them an opportunity to cure, you've given these people, you put these people in default, all of these opportunities for them to speak up. You've given these people, a request for Foreign Agent Registration Act. You did all of this after 21 days, damn near, and these people still haven't given you nothing. They haven't replied back. Oh, well then, yeah, they're in default. You see what I'm saying? They're in default. And basically what you're doing right now is you're putting things on the public record and you all are building a case against them and you all are creating contracts with them. This is all contract law. And basically what you're saying is when I send you this paperwork and you don't respond and you agree by silence and acquiescence. So basically after 7 days and these people don't agree, and every day that this court case is open after them 7 days, you can charge them for that. Open up a small claims case against them in the court, in the case law. Eventually you'll see they'll come. If they don't go ahead and dismiss this case, they'll go ahead and throw it out. You know what I'm saying? They'll try to make some type of settlement agreement with you, period. Because again, these courts are operating on constitutional laws. They're not operating on what's true, what's factual, what's not. They're operating on administrative law. So as soon as you get the chance to, it's about you taking control and playing the offense instead of playing on defense and being a defender. Be on offense. All right. Now that's all it is. That's your Foreign Agent Registration Act. That's the second notice that you can send them. Again, you're just piling all kind of information on these people. You got an injunction on these people. You got these Foreign Agent Registration Acts, anti-bribery statement requests act. Requests from them. You're requesting a W-9 from these people. You know, they're not going to give you none of this because, again, putting all this on the public record would be basically, you know, exposing themselves. You know, and again, people can pull this information up on the public record, y'all. You know, proving that they're out here doing fraud. They're not going to want to keep none of that out there. All right. So this is very important. That's that. That's your templates for your Foreign Agent Registration Act. Again, this is another template that you can send in when you're doing your Foreign Agent Registration Act requests. This is just a Freedom of Information Act request for the oath of office and the bonds and the insurance for these judges, for these prosecutors. Again, you can send this to the prosecutor. Again, if it's just the state of Texas or the state of whatever, then basically you probably don't have the prosecutor's information. You can send this in to the clerk. Again, you just need to put this on public record that you are, you know, that you're requesting the oath of office for all of these prosecutors and these judges who are trying to persecute you in law. That's all this is. It's Freedom of Information Act requests. Again, for their bonds and insurance. Again, these people are like real companies now, y'all. And again, if anybody's going to infringe on your rights, you know what I'm saying? I need to know, hold on, if you're going to make a mistake, I need to know, do you got insurance to cover you, fam? Hold on, wait a minute. This is like cars. These are like when you're driving with cars. If you're going to be out here on the road and get a liability to people, I need to know, do you got insurance to cover you if you make a mistake? It's the same thing with these people. Hey, if you're going to be out here in these commercial roads out here, in these commercial roads doing law, I need to know if you got some insurance to cover you just in case you make a mistake. Before we move forward in any court case, I need to know, do you got insurance? And that's all this is. You know what I'm saying? Again, you can send this to the clerk of the court. I said that was Jane Doe. You can address this to the clerk of the court. And again, you want to ask even the clerk of the court, where's your oath of office? You know, you want to ask for the judge's oath of office. You want to ask for the prosecutor's oath of office. Who are all these people? All right. So again, you just piling all this information up on the public record, and they're like, damn, God, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know, this is all information they're gonna have to respond to now. These are all affidavits. They got to respond point for point. All right. Let's see. Templates. That's the Foreign Agent Registration Act, bribery statement request. That's your affidavit of truth that you can put in this complaint letter. It's just a little something extra, you know, if y'all just want to, you know, again, if the judge, cool, no problem. You got all this administrative process now. You didn't record it. All this put on public record, and he still didn't want to dismiss it. No problem. Okay, sure, no problem. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna bill him for that. All right. You're gonna write up a complaint, and you're gonna write up an actual. I gave you two different kind of invoices that you can put. But you're going to write up a complaint. You're going to actually send in an invoice, man. You're going to invoice these people. And you're going to send it to the Office of Administration. We'll get into that too, but yeah. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is why you all put in that fee schedule. And I'm going to put in that fee schedule again into y'all's records, you know, into the webinar files and everything. Like, you know, when you put in these affidavits and all that, you want to put in these fee schedules, you're letting them know, like, yo, if you infringe on my rights according to jail, anything like that, well, I can charge you. Again, this is like you're sending these people. Again, these people are businesses now. Y'all do business with these people. You got to send these people a true bill of accounting. All right? That's what this is right here. Remember, you had a fee schedule, so you're going to put up the charges on here. You're going to write up the fees. All right. You're going to get it notarized, everything. It's the same thing. It's an invoice. It's a little shorter, a little simpler. You know, whatever one y'all feel more comfortable with, you know, feel free to use. Let's put it up. All right. You see, it's a simpler invoice. But again, these are like businesses. You know, when you send them invoices, you know, you expect to get paid. You know what I'm saying? You're doing business with these people. And again, you had an administrative process. These people violated it. So again, you can charge them according to the invoice, according to the contracts and agreements you made. That's why these people not responding to your affidavits, they're like, you know, they're making contracts with y'all now, okay? And once these people make these contracts by silence and acquiescence, you all can bill them for this shit because they've infringed, they've breached the contract, okay? So you can charge them for that. It's important, man. It's all business, y'all. And I'm gonna end it like on one of these right here. I'm gonna end it on this one. Because again, you write up this notice of complaint. I already gave y'all a complaint letter. You know, now if they want to play with y'all and they still want to try and railroad you, if you done put in all this information, they didn't want to respond, they didn't want to give you none of your paperwork. They just out here just operating. Then again, like I said, after 21 days, these people truly have already committed a felony. All right, and you're going to report them to the administrative office of the courts. All right, listen, you know, and we'll get into the next lesson. We'll get into tort claims and things like that, how to actually go after these judges and these people who, you know, these police officers, everybody who's actually infringed on your right. You can get money off of this now. All right, a lot of people get paid off of this. So anyway, I'm just showing y'all how to set it up. This is how you set up your complaint. This is how you put in your complaint with the administrative office of the courts again, because this is business. All right. I already wrote you all a complaint. This thing like 10 pages long. Now the complainant. Now again, you're the complainant. Now you switched up the game. You on offense. They on defense. They the defendants. All right. The complainant acting in the name of we the people pursuant to Article 6, Clause 2 of the Constitution, the United States of America, the Supremacy Clause, whatever, yada, yada. You know, you let them know this is where you can list the charges. You know, this is just some basic shit here. Excuse me, basic things here. You all can list the actual charges again to your fee schedule where they've infringed on your rights. You can list all of that under here, under the charges section. And again, now this kind of goes into the different counts and the different ways that these people have infringed on your rights. All right? It says Judge, excuse me, J-U-D-G-E, Judge Markey, whatever. This is just an example. Having taken the oath to support and defend the Constitution, did willingly and knowingly violate said oath in open court of law by failing to timely move to protect and defend the United States Constitution, that being a felony under perjury in their oaths of office. Again, all right, you all put in your administrative process, they didn't respond, all of this other kind of stuff. They were supposed to uphold the Constitution. If they dare put an order or a judgment against you, that's a felony. That's why you can put in this complaint. Okay? And it's just some other stuff, some other, you know, jibber jabber out the law, letting them know why it's a perjury and things like that count too. Man, we got all kind of counts. You know, basically Judge E, whatever, owing allegiance to the United States and the United States Constitution, did willingly and knowingly aid and comfort those defendants. Again, the defendants are the prosecutors, because again, you're on offense now. You're not the defendant anymore. You charging them because they didn't want to respond, they didn't rebut. So now it's like, okay, but then y'all are accepting the charges that I'm about to give y'all. Okay? All right, now they're the defendants. And you're saying that the judge basically aided those defendants in this whole case of trying to bring this bogus shit to me. Now I'm gonna charge you for this shit. All right? You know, yeah, Title 18, subsection 4, misprison is a felony. Misprison is a felony. Excuse me. Treason, misrepresentation, misprison of a treason, all kind of stuff, man. We just have count 3. Having taken an oath and defending the United States Constitution, did willingly and knowingly violate said oath in open court by violating the constitutional rights of a sovereign American citizen or national, depending on your ethnicity, by not upholding his or her Bill of Rights, which is a felony. Again, they gotta uphold the Bill of Rights because that's a contract for them. All right, they took a sworn oath. Man, this thing just gets all kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? Another count for them being fraudulent is fiduciaries, as trustees. Again, they work for us. They didn't do their lawful duties. They were fulfilled to do for us. And just all kind of go through this. But basically, this is just a whole complaint affidavit that you can file against the judge and all the prosecutors and everybody for playing a part in this foolery. And we'll talk about tort claims again in another lesson. But this is just how you put that affidavit on. This is how you set it up. And again, it's in the webinar. We'll get into tort claims and how to do that. But that should be it. But like I said, I highly doubt that you even got to get to the complaint part and even putting in tort claims and doing all that. Because a lot of times they're going to already know, okay, this person knows the law. Let me step the hell out the way before I get sued, before, I get held personally liable for this. And like I said, they really just don't want anything to do with, with a lawful sovereign man or woman when they know these codes and statutes don't really mean anything, period. You know what I'm saying? So I gave you all of the templates that you all can request. I'm gonna turn this last part over to my man's brother Maximo L. And again, if everything I've given you already, they don't dismiss and throw out your case and do all of that good stuff, because again, they're gonna prove themselves fraudulent to even try and rebut your affidavit, because they're a business, y'all. They can't really respond. So anyway, if they still try to railroad you, I have my complaint that you can put in, and we have my brother Maximo is going to give you this quick remedy, which is a constitutional 5.1 challenge, which basically kind of, I guess, brings the court case to a halt and basically kind of subpoenas the attorney general into the court case, and basically you challenge it and bring it to the attorney general so that he can approve and look over these court case matters. And whenever you've already put these people through the administrative process, you already got them through default. The only thing that the attorney general can do is actually rule in your favor, because you've already proven that there is no court case here. That's what putting them in default through the administrative process is so important. So anyway, I'll go ahead and pass the record over. I'll let him do the 5.1 constitutional challenge. And then after that, we'll open up the floor for everybody to ask questions, and we'll be done. So go ahead, Brother Maximo, if you can, please.
Peace. Yo, I'm asking you to let me share my screen real quick. Let me know when.
No doubt. All right. Cool. You should be good, brother.
Yeah, I am. So this is the Rule 5.1 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. I used this myself actually on September 12th, and I beat a case using this. Let me just get right into it. Show you guys what this is. Okay, so what is the Rule 5.1? This is according to, you can look this up on the law corner. I'll put it right here. There's a quick link to it. It says, notice by a party that files a pleading, written motion, or other paper drawing into question the constitutionality of a federal or state statute must promptly, 1, file a notice of constitutional question, stating the question and identifying the paper that rises it if a federal statute is questioned and the parties do not include the United States, one of its agencies, or one of its officers or employees in an official capacity. I'm gonna stop that right there. As BrothaTruth just explained, they're all foreign. So they're telling you right here that you could do a constitutional challenge if the parties do not include the United States, one of its agencies, or one of its officers or employees in an official capacity. So since they're foreign, we obviously already know that they're not in official capacity. So this is that's already one of the parts why you can do this. Part B, a state statute is questioned and the parties do not include the state, one of its agencies or one of its officers in an official capacity. Same thing again. They're telling you right here, like if these people are not in official capacity, and as we know they're foreign, BrothaTruth just showed us the foreign registration forms and everything that they have to have. So Part B again gives you another reason why you can do this. Now Part 2. Serve the notice and paper on the Attorney General of the United States if a federal statute is questioned, or on the state Attorney General if a state statute is questioned, either by certified or registered mail or by sending it in to an electronic address designated by the Attorney General for this purpose. So you're gonna put the Attorney General on notice. Obviously, it's gonna be the United States one if you're dealing with the feds, and if you're dealing with the state, then you're gonna get it with the with your state. Every state got its own Attorney General, and y'all gotta make sure y'all follow this constitution, like either by certified or registered mail. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, the law is precise, and if they're gonna look for any little gap they can find. The process. Like if somebody mute their mic.
Maurice, turn your mic off.
Yeah, because I can't. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, like I was stating, y'all need to make sure this is done just how they're telling you, certified or registered mail, because remember they're gonna try and find any little hole in your process to basically so that they can claim to have jurisdiction. For any, it doesn't matter what it is. So we have to be very on point with that. Now, Part B, certification by the court. The court must, under 28 U.S.C. 2403, certify to the appropriate Attorney General that a statute has been questioned. So the court let me see if this takes me there. I don't know. Yeah, you guys could go look up this code that says basically saying that let me just look it up, matter of fact. Hold on. One second, yo. Let me just pull this up. So we can see right here. That's so Title 28, U.S. Code 2403. So let me tell y'all something too. Anytime y'all dealing with stuff with court, you go to Title 28. Title 28 is that's based. Everything has to do with the court and the judicial process. It's Title 28 of the United States Code. So go there. Anytime y'all got anything y'all want to look for, just go there. But like as you see here, it says in any action, suit, or proceeding in a court of the United States to which the United States or an agency, officer, or employee thereof is not a party, wherein the constitutionality of any act of Congress affecting the public interest is drawn in question, the court shall certify such fact to the Attorney General and shall permit the United States to intervene for presentation of evidence. If evidence is otherwise admissible in the case, and for argument on the question of constitutionality, excuse me, I don't know, I can't seem to pronounce that word. The United States shall, subject to the applicable provisions of law, have all the rights of a party and be subject to all liabilities of a party as to court costs to extent necessary for proper presentation of the facts and law relating to the question of constitutionality. Now, the evidence basically that they're asking for when you're doing a constitutional challenge, the Attorney General needs to basically get this certified by Congress that this is a real law. And as you see right here, it says, where any act of Congress affecting the public interest is drawn into question. So this right here affects the public interest because they're trying to, they're basically bringing us to these courts and doing all these administrative processes and claiming to be, that they have this jurisdiction over us, when in reality, the whole time they know themselves that they don't, because they already know that they lose their nationality and they become foreign agents. Like they know that themselves because they signed the contract. Now, well, yeah, this comes as the same thing here. Give me 1 second. Let me put this back up. There we go. Okay, now let's look into now the intervention of the Attorney General. So it says final decision on the merits unless the court sets a later time. The Attorney General may intervene within 60 days after the notice is filed or after the court certifies the challenge, whichever is earlier. Before the time to intervene expires, the court may reject the constitutional challenge, but may not enter a final judgment holding the state statute unconstitutional. So if you see here, he has once you put him on notice, basically he has within 60 days he needs to get this certified by Congress, get the evidence, as we seen in chapter 28 U.S.C. 2403. They got to get, the evidence. Now, as you see right here, it says before the time to intervene expires, the court may reject the constitutional challenge, but may not enter a final judgment holding the statute unconstitutional. So basically, if you went to court, the Attorney General is not there, you got it right then and there, motion to dismiss, because it says here that they may not enter final judgment holding the statute unconstitutional, because they wasn't able to provide you what you asked them to do, which is your right, and it's the law that they need to provide evidence that this statute is constitutional, which we all know they're not. And then as we see, no forfeiture. Parties' failure to file and serve the notice or the court's failure to certify does not forfeit a constitutional claim or defense that is otherwise timely asserted. So again, they're letting you know right here, like if the dude is not there, you got to dismiss the case, because at the end of the day, you put in your paperwork, you asking them, okay, we're here, show me that this is constitutional, that what you're doing, it's that you're bound by your contract right now. That's why having the oaths of all these public officials is very important, because anytime you have a case or anytime y'all dealing with anything, you just go ahead and grab the paperwork and put it in there, letting them know, like what's up, because I got your oath here, you signed it, because remember, they're the ones that signed that contract that they were gonna respect the Constitution and make sure that our rights were protected. They're the ones that signed, not us. So we got to make sure that they do what they said, that what they signed up to do. Now, just a quick overview as to why you want to use this. It can get almost any case that doesn't involve an injured party dismissed. BrothaTruth spoke about that. If you haven't injured anybody's property, what are we really talking about here? You will be dealing directly with the bosses. The Attorney General, he's the boss of all the attorneys, aka clerk magistrates, all of the dudes that are part of the bar association in your state. The Attorney General of that state, he's the boss of that specific department. Then if you're dealing obviously with a Fed case, then the Attorney General, I don't remember the name of the dude right now, who it is, but that's who you will be dealing with. That's, he's the boss of all the attorneys in the whole entire country or corporation. And they must prove that the law they claim you broke, it's really law. That's why they have to bring in the evidence. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Attorney General, since he's their boss and he basically, he's allowing them to do work on his behalf, that's why he needs to come in and basically, be like, oh yeah, look, this is a real law. They never can, because we all know it's a statute, it's not real law. This is as you can see right here, this is, I thought I had this here. This is the code that we just went through, where it's saying that basically, they need to bring in, you have to give them time to bring the evidence. And it was the same law we just read right now. So it's over here, right here. You could just tap the link. Y'all could go ahead and read it as many times as y'all need to, because they're telling you right here what's up. So it didn't get more clear than this. Let me see. Now, what you're gonna be needing to do all of this, we're obviously gonna add all of this into the besides the DBA and injunctions and stuff like that. But this is what you need. This is what I put into the case that I want. I did a constitutional challenge, affidavit of truth, affidavit of rebuttal, motion to be heard, take judicial notice, law form, my DBA, my injunction. I put in the one that is already that the notice, a copy of the notice of default one. That's the one I put in, and I took the green card and I scanned it and I made a copy and I put it in too, so that they could see that he got it, he signed for it. you know, so they know what's up. You know, put in a copy of your authenticated birth certificate with the affidavit of ownership. You know, not the one you got. You know, just make a copy of the authentication, then the birth certificate and everything else, and put it in there. And get a certified copy of your state's constitution. Now, I'm gonna show y'all why you need the motion to be heard and why you want them to take judicial notice. Give me a second. Let me pull that up. All right, this is judicial notice. This is from the case, like I said, that I won on September 12th. Says 1784 New Hampshire Constitution, military subject to the civil power. Then here I put notice of special restricted appearance. I mean, you guys are probably familiar with this, what this looks like. So you see here, this is my name, you know, creditor, debtor versus state of New Hampshire. That's the case number. And what do I want? This is it right here. What do I want them, right, to take judicial notice of adjudicated facts? What are the things I want them to take notice of? The 1784 New Hampshire Constitution Bill of Rights, constitutional challenge. It's a Rule 5.1, but you don't want to use that on your paperwork. Like the template that you guys are gonna get, it doesn't say Rule 5.1 because they're gonna come with the bullshit like, oh, it's those are the federal rules of civil procedure, but it doesn't matter. They apply to all of them either way. Affidavit of truth and the judge's oath, and then right here, you know, take notice of the stuff that I put in, which is those 4 things: signed, you know, dated, and obviously a certificate of service. And that's that one. That's you making them take judicial notice of their oath, the constitution of you're basically putting them in like you don't want to leave no leg room for them. You basically want to put them in a tight spot. Now, motion to be heard looks the same as the other one. This is basically me giving them time, you know, to pretty much, you know, the Attorney General for them to sort this thing out with the Attorney General. As you can see, motion to be heard on what? On the judicial notice of 1784 New Hampshire Constitution Bill of Rights, constitutional challenge, and on my affidavit of truth. I enter the motion, and this was, you could pick the day you want. I pick my day. You know, the same thing they be doing. I mean, when we in court, you see them, they just be talking like, oh, what day works for you? And you know, it's casual business. You feel me? They do it right in our faces too. So yeah, that's what that was for. Let's see. This is what the Rule 5.1 y'all gonna get right here. This is the one I used. You know, this right here is my I'll be taking this off, but yeah, this right here is my this is my foreign status trust right here. That's the beneficial first lien holder of the estate, you know, which is my name. And then here we got Merrimack District Court, State of New Hampshire. I mean, you guys just edit this just the same exact way. Just it's got to be in this format. You know, this is just the way that they do it. Case number, obviously, right here. You know, the docket number, everything. Notice of motion and motion. Unconstitutional challenge to statute and motion to intervene. See, I didn't. Here it says pursuant to Rule 5.1, but we call it a constitutional challenge. Just so it makes everything that much easier. Surely to be relief under, you know, 24 of the following grounds: challenge of the constitutionality of state statute. This is what they try to charge me with, which was an unsworn falsification. So you know, this is that. So whatever statute, if there's more than one, this is how you will put it. You know, your state, boom, you could, you know, pull it up on Justia and get your paperwork. It's always in the paperwork, and you know, go ahead and do that. It was set to be argued on the 12th of September. That was the day that I beat it. See, the office number is listed on paragraph 2A. That's right here. You know, this is when they alleged, well, you know, that I did an unsworn falsification this day, and this is when they put it for trial. Now, this is where it gets good. Right here, y'all gonna go through your Bill of Rights or your Constitution. You know, as you already know, the older the better. And you're gonna put here that defendants' unalienable rights protected by obviously the year of the Constitution in your state. The right of the bearing of arms has been violated. I was trying to purchase a firearm, and they came with the bullshit. Now, this is proper. You just copy and paste it right off the Constitution because you're letting them know. You're letting the Attorney General know what rights they violated. You know, and there was more than these. I just picked these. You know, but I could have just kept going. It was a whole bunch. Again, you know, defendants' unalienable rights. Let's jump over here. And individuals' right to live free from governmental intrusion in private or personal information is natural, essential, and inherent. You know what I'm saying? Because why did I put that there? Because you're making me apply for something that's my right. So yeah, and then you signed up. You signed an oath. You signed your oath saying that you're going to be intruding in our personal and private affairs. That's not what you're doing by having me fill out this paperwork on that, you know. And then this one is what it says, no subject should be held, answer for any crime, you know, for whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But that is just real briefly so you guys can see how it's done. You just go through your Constitution, you know, look for rights that, you know, that fit the description of the violation. You know, it might be multiple ones, like I showed you here for my specific case. And yeah, and then you put that right here, you know, fill it out, you know, put the date. And then here, these are the people that get it. The Attorney General. You know, that's the dude you want to remember. Certified or registered mail when you're sending it to him. Restricted delivery, so only he can get it. Clerk of court. You know, this is what the clerk of court is. Whoever in your court is the one that's really who's, you know, pushing the buttons and whatnot. I mean, I could tell y'all that when this lady, she wasn't trying to file none of this paperwork. The first time that I went to put it into the case, she was like, "Oh, well, it says here the Attorney General," and I was like, "Yeah, I already came from over there. I already took care of that." And she's like, "Oh, you got to bring it in on the trial day." So I was like, I kind of thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that makes no sense. But I'm going to take the path of least resistance. I just went to the post office and I sent it to her certified restricted delivery. I mean, she was looking at me like she wanted to kill me when we went in court that day because I basically forced her to do her job. And this was this is the prosecutor, you know, right here. Everything move. And yeah, this is pretty much it. That's what, this is what it looks like. You know, make sure when y'all put your address, you know, do it exactly like this too. Yeah, basically, I mean, I could tell y'all this though. They be trying to act, you know, like they don't, like they don't know what it is. Cause like this dude right here was like, "Oh, I got your paperwork, you know, whatever that was," and I was like, "Whatever that was," but the cop was your witness, but he's not here because everybody has affidavit. So, well, I guess we'll see, won't we? You know, like they be trying to play this little mind trick so that you think that what you're doing, it's not working. But I could tell you by experience that when you seem like you're losing, you're actually winning. They don't want to admit that you're beating them, you know. So they're gonna try to, you know, juggle around it, you know, as much as possible to see if you're gonna move from your ground, man. Just stand your ground and you I mean, y'all, you're gonna see it. Like I really don't know how to like put it to y'all, but like you go in and put all this paperwork, including the stuff that BrothaTruth just dropped, and I'm telling you, y'all gonna see how these people act and how they look at you when you get there and everything. It's crazy. Because they look at you with fear, which is something that, at least that's what I've experienced. I never experienced them looking at me like that, but they look at you like that because they know that you know what's up. But yeah, anyways, this one's so it's gonna be one of those. I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and add this book. I'm gonna send it to BrothaTruth right now. This is like your right to know a citizen's guide to the how to use the Freedom of Information Act. You know, it's a good book to have for those of you that want to use that. And where's the other one? And then I'm gonna put this one in here. This is an original bill in chancery. This book right here, y'all read this book right here, and I guarantee you're gonna be eating the courtroom alive. This book is they tell you step by step. Look at the year from 1866. They literally tell you step by step how the court operates. Just everything that they do. Look at right here, step one, and it just keeps going. Like they just breaking it all down right here. You know, so I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna send that over too, so you guys can also grab this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me make sure, because this wasn't too long.
All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, that is, yeah. And these are the people you'll send it to right here. You know, right here. And then that's it, yeah.
Thank you, brother Maximo.
No problem, no problem.
Another dope. You know, at this time now, we're gonna kind of open up the floor. If anybody has any questions, you know, or anything that they would like to add, you know, we'll leave open the floor for about a good 10, 15 minutes if anybody has any questions.
Brother Maximo, what was the name of that? Common Forms and what?
What was that?
That book you were showing us, the Common Forms of Chancery. What was that? I just wanted to know the title.
It's a rule in chancery. I mean, it's gonna be in the webinar when you guys get it. I'm gonna send it. We're gonna put it in the webinar. Yeah.
Brother Maximo.
Yeah.
You said when you rebutted the cop's affidavit, how did you do that?
Oh, yo, is my screen still being yeah, I'm sharing my screen now. I'll show you right now. Hold on. Basically, what you do is, I mean, listen, those police reports, right? Like, they're just not gonna sit there and tell you that, but the police reports are affidavits, and you're not rebutting. So since you're not rebutting it, you agree with everything that they're saying because you haven't rebutted it. So let me see if it's this one. Yeah, this is what the one I did. You see, it's something simple. You know, I, Maximo Ali, living man. You know, I did not. That's the officer. As you can see right here, you know, name above, violated my constitutional right, Article 2A, boop, boop, and just got it notarized and put it in there. And he was supposed to be the witness in the case, but when I went there, he wasn't there. He had the guy from the gun shop was there. You know what I'm saying? So that he acted like if he didn't know, like if he didn't know what the paperwork was. But I told him, like, I was like, also whatever that is, right? But the cop that was the witness is not here though. So I was letting him know, like, I'm not stupid. Like, don't. Like, the cop was your witness, and because I rebutted, I sent this in, and then I sent in my own affidavit of truth right here, where I put parts of the Constitution. I make it as hard as possible for them to rebut it. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, you guys all have this too. Like, you guys could read through it and whatnot. Basically, you know, they try to act like they don't know what it is. You know, like they just do that because they're not used to fighting. I mean, we kind of have to look at it for what it really is. Like you know, these people literally 98% of their convictions are what? People pleading guilty. So when you coming through, when you're talking about like, nah, bro, hold on. You're gonna have to fight for this one. You know, they not only do they not like that, they don't like the fact that it's regular people like us. Like if it's part of their bar association, they don't really care because that's their boys. You know, so you can lose with your boy. But when you're coming in and you're basically putting a stop to the bullshit they're doing, you know, they don't like that. You know, so in all reality, you know, the paperwork is really what the paperwork lets them know who they're dealing with. So, you know, they can decide from there on out what they want to do. But if you've never done it before, you know, they're going to test you. Like when I went on September 12th, they literally told everybody that they moved everything to Courtroom 2. And as I was leaving, they literally told me to wait. And then one of the CEOs went and locked the door. They didn't want nobody there to see what I was going to do. Because the last time I went, I even told the judge to get off the bench because he was there reading the charges. And I'm like, yo, you couldn't be practicing law from the bench. You know, like, what is that? And he like got pale red and shit. So I think they already knew, like, yo, we're not gonna let, especially after I put in all that paperwork, they were like, yeah, we're not gonna let this dude do this in public again. Because the last time I went, there was people like in shock there, like they never seen somebody do that. So, you know, they will test you if you've never been through it before. But trust me, once you see the power, like you put in that DBA, they won't even use your name. Like these people were calling the shit by the docket number. They didn't use my name at all. They were calling it by the docket number. So automatically, I knew right there, like, yeah, the paperwork is working. So I just fuck it. I just went in.
Yeah, I missed the part earlier. So this was for you tried to purchase a firearm. Did they do this? Why they told you because you needed a background check? Like what step of the process did this come into play where you got charged, where they brought up a case against you?
This was back in April. I went to buy a firearm, right? So I mean, it's New Hampshire, you know, it's an open carry. They don't, you know, it's whatever, and it's my right. So I went over there, I got it, and when they asked me in the application to set up, I've been convicted of a felony, I put no. But the reason really why I put no is because this was the last time I had any issue was in 2009. So I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't gonna come out, you know. And I guess it did. So they charged me with unsworn pacification, which is a misdemeanor.
Okay.
But this is the thing. I already had the injunction in place. I believe that they did that because they wanted to see how much I knew. Because when the cop, first of all, like I got the voicemail still on my phone. And I've done time before and I know how these people move. Like this cop literally called me twice and left me a nice voicemail that he wanted to talk to me. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, because these dudes would put out their fake warrants and would have just came and got me. You feel me? That's how they move.
Right.
So he did all that, and I told him on the phone, like, yo, listen, if you don't have an injured party and you decide to move forward, you can, but understand, I'm gonna come see you. And he asked me if it was a threat, and I told him he could take out however he wants. So then after they pulled my brother over, and then they not only they put my brother over claiming that he that they thought he was me, and it's like, my dude, this dude lives in a whole nother city. I mean, he looks like me, we got the same first name, but it's like, no, that's bullshit. So basically, The cop showed my brother the computer, and it's my brother told me this, that it said that like do not stop, do not detain. So he told my brother to tell me like, oh, I'm just telling you so you could tell your brother that he needs to go clear this up. I mean, I wasn't gonna arrest him or you anyway, but like so he could tell me. So I went over there. They didn't even put me in a cell. They didn't do nothing. They literally just some paperwork, and I was out. And it was a crazy experience because I never experienced that before. But they violated my rights. Regardless of whatever they're trying to claim, they violated my rights. And I tested all this information, and I'm trying to tell y'all by experience. Like, if you know what you're talking about, and you really study, trust me, they feel it, and they act very, very different than what you used to see them. Like, how we usually go there, and they think they could just do whatever they want. Like, it won't be like that. I can promise y'all that it won't be like that.
So I noticed you and BrothaTruth mentioned like inputting injunctions in cases. So you're saying besides the like I already put in an injunction, but like if I was to get like another case, no matter what it was, as long as I didn't infringe on someone's person or their property, I put in an injunction for that, and it stops it.
You put in the same injunction that you already got right now. Just make a copy, notarize, and put it in. You know what I'm saying? And make a copy of the green slip or red slip, whether you did certified or registered, I don't know. Make a copy of the default notice and put that in. And because the thing is, remember, the governor is the highest dude of your state. He's like basically the highest one out of everybody there. So you putting in a contract that you have with him, they got to really think this shit through.
To initially.
Yeah.
Decision on a plea that you already took?
You did not say that. I love it.
Say that again. You do a rescission on what's that?
On a plea that you already took. Like, let's say you took a plea deal. Can you do a rescission on that and kind of reopen the case to do this process?
Isn't this part optional?
I would say for sure you could do it if you did it within the first 72 hours.
I say the same thing on that one too. You could rescind it. You could rescind it, but like it's already been past. If it's been past 72 hours, you might maybe want to try like a GSA bond or something like that, but still rescind. Because you have to rescind it either way. I mean, that's probably how I would handle that. Because if it's already been more than 72 hours, that's contract law. He kind of accepted it already. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
And I would say over Trump that is basically maybe with an injunction, just because you're using a new contract to over Trump an old one, and basically, they have to agree to the new contract, and they would agree to it by silence or acquiescence.
Oh, word, yeah. I didn't even think of that. That's true.
So in a case, like let's say you have a case that hasn't even reached the courtroom, like you got a warrant, right? If you sent the injunction, like it's an out-of-state case, you sent the injunction to that state, they pretty much have to kill that warrant, right? Because it hasn't even reached the courtroom.
They probably don't even have a real warrant. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, you're saying you have a warrant, but have you seen the warrant? You know what I'm saying? Like these people, I'm pretty sure it's not an Article 3 judge that signed it. You could send the injunction, yeah, but like I would probably use for that one I'll do everything that BrothaTruth just broke down with the Freedom of Information Act and all of that. Just because it's like, okay, you're saying you have a warrant, but I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? Because they never really have warrants anyway. So you could do the injunction, but I'll still send it either way. The injunction is hiding. I'll send that anyway. I keep the injunction with me in my car at all times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep that injunction and sending that extra paperwork to him, for the Freedom of Information Act, all that other good stuff that we were, talked about tonight. But send all of that in and request it. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't have that, I mean, you can write up a bill of complaint. You can start suing them people if they still have your name out there on public record. Like them putting your name as a warrant out there on public record. You know, that's like them trying to, you know, make money off your name. They're trying to get people to arrest you. Excuse me, off of your name. Like somebody's making money. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, well, look, I gave y'all a certain amount of time. I gave you the administrative process. I gave you the injunction. I gave you all these other paperwork, and y'all still ain't taking it down yet. Well, no worries. I'm going to go ahead and get my bill of complaint. I'm going to go ahead and get this started. We're going to go ahead and start suing. And like I said here in these next webinars, we're going to go ahead and break down like tort claims and things like that. And we'll show you exactly how to go and start, you know, really getting, you know, your money from these people and collect it. And I mean, once you got your affidavits and everything put on, like we're teaching y'all how to set up the record on these people right now. Basically, either these people are going to be smart and just throw out y'all's case, or if they let you actually set up a whole record and actually build a case against them and actually have this on public record that they basically railroaded y'all, oh man, y'all going to be able to get your tort claims all day. I mean, you people could be 100,000aires and millionaires just off suing these people all day, as long as you have everything on public record. Mm-hmm.
And don't
Yes,
let them not put it on record, because even I tell people, each one of these webinars keeps getting better, and I've been practicing these methods for the last 2 years, and I can just tell you from at least fighting back, like I didn't have everything in order like Cortland's putting out today, but even one of my friends, I quashed my first warrant and sent Cortland a message like in July, and all we did was do the foreign agent registration request. We put an affidavit of truth in. We sent a document to the prosecutor, certified mail, and then we wrote another affidavit after that that said, hey, we received the certified mail receipt back. We put it all in the record. They didn't want us to put it in the record, but we put it in the record, and the judge immediately quashed the case and put on the document satisfied satisfied claim or whatever. So just like Cortland's saying, this webinar here is fire. I can tell you just from seeing all the stuff listed out that you're going to get just from like a person like me. I really go in and try this stuff every week. I got people across the country that I'm really trying to help daily in my family. So I can just say, as long as you keep fighting and pushing back, and them injunctions are huge. You know, I'm starting to get letters back from people in other states like, I've never seen any paperwork like this before. Well, if you send it to the right people, it will work. But, you know, you do got to have patience because it does take time. That's all I'm saying.
Joshua, when you said you put it on public record, you went back to the court with it and put it in with the clerk?
Yep, you have to put it in with the clerk. And what we did, you know, because a lot of times we hit all these different courthouses, and sometimes, you know, you ain't going to get a good day. You know, my cousin's on this call. One day I got shut down. But then, you know, we said, all right, let's go to the human resources office. We went to the human resources office, and bam, the next day we got everything in. Or one day I got shut down in one county. So I said, you know, I'm going to go put it in the county recorder. And I went to another county, recorded my documents in the county recorder, paid for a certified copy of what I just recorded, then drove the next day to the other county and put it into my case, because they wouldn't put it into my case the day before. And I was tripping, you know, my cousin had to calm me down. The next day I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go file it on county record if I got to do it that way. And now it shows that I got a real copy. Then I went right back to the courthouse, and they still they tried to throw a fit, but they had to do it. You know, they had to do it. They had to enter everything in, and I put that in. It's been 35 days. I just sent him a letter on that one. Like Cortland says, you know, the affidavit's been on record for 30 days. It's a wrap. They can't. They're not going to come. You know, I got one case even for me. They should have served a warrant or did something over 140 days ago. They're not going to do nothing because, like he said, you put your trade name in. If you do all these processes, you know, you're handling your affairs in the private, and you're putting everything on record, like he said. The only thing next is to figure out how to sue them, so that like he said, everything's going in order. But you really do have to be proactive. You ain't going to get the best result every day, but you just have to stay positive and put the stuff in the mail, certified mail. You know, I even had an investigator call me and say, look, man, you scaring the hell out of everybody. You calling everybody, you know. And he said, and he told me straight up, do everything in the mail. They can't stop anything you're doing if you just put it in the mail, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the truth, just like Maximo was saying.
This I've been at this for like 10 years, so I'm happy I found you guys, because like not most, but I would say like maybe 60% of the stuff that you guys offer, like I had like paperwork and stuff, but I didn't know how to use all of it. Like I've got like
No, you said I think 10 minutes after maybe 10 minutes.
sent in a notice of special appearance, and then nothing happened with the case, and then they couldn't touch me. But the only thing that happened was, because I wasn't a citizen, every time I would come back in the country and my fingerprint was in the system, they'd stop me. But then when they pull it up, it was nothing. So then they let me know. That was a big inconvenience, but still the special appearance worked.
So when you left the country and you came back in, they would question you, but they would let you go?
Yeah, so when I had got arrested, first of all, when I got arrested, it was for a work knife. I used to work in construction. So then I didn't tell them I worked in construction or nothing. I went through the whole process, and then, but I let them take my fingerprints. I didn't know that I could refuse. And then I sent in a notice of special appearance, so nothing ever happened with the case. But because my fingerprints was in the system, every time you leave the country, whether you're a citizen or not, you got to go through Homeland Security. And if your fingerprints come up and you've been arrested, they check to see why it's coming up. And if you got a case, they'll arrest you and do whatever they got to do right then and there. So because it'll come up, they would always take me to that back room, and then they would look to see why my fingerprints coming up, and nothing would come up. But the fact that it was in the system was the reason why I was always, like, I guess you could say, detained, kind of.
Okay.
You'll put your fingerprints on that fee schedule. Then you ain't got to worry about that. Carry that fee schedule around with you and show them.
How do I do that? Like, go get fingerprints done and literally put it on there?
No, he's sending you a fee schedule in the packet, and you put in the packet. You know, it's $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000. You get your fingerprints. Once it's on record, that's what it is. You're a corporation. That's your fee for your corporation.
Okay.
But he's putting all that in the packet. You'll see it.
I did have one. I was confused. Like, when you copyright your name, are you supposed to, when you copyright your straw man, are you supposed to use your first initial uppercase with the name, the rest lowercase, or are you supposed to copyright it with your trust name and copyright your straw man with your trust name, or your name with your first initial capital and the others lowercase?
My foreign trust.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say you're copyrighting your name uppercase, all caps. Again, you're just taking over that name that's on the birth certificate.
But who are you? Who's copywriting it? Like, what name? The capital with the lowercase is copywriting the all caps, or the trust is copywriting the all cap?
However you want to put it. I mean, you can put the trust however you're going to be controlling your affairs. I mean, if you set up your foreign site as trust and that's how you already have everything set up, I mean, then yeah, that's totally fine. That could be the one that's in control and who's actually copyrighting the name all caps. If some people who haven't gotten that far yet to set up their trust or anything like that, some people might just want to copyright their name as themselves. Whatever stage that you're on, that's totally up to you. But if you've already gotten your trust and everything created, I would say, yeah, definitely go ahead and copyright and do all of your things and control it, from your trust as a secured party creditor. Like, your trust can control everything. Your trust can be the one that gets the copyright over that name all caps. All of that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, it's your trust that goes back and picks up all of your assets now.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
First of all, thank you guys for this. You guys are really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. questions for Maximo. You said you were in the courtroom and you just told the judge to get up off the bench.
I told him that he did.
Like, what do you mean? What'd you say? I didn't really understand that, but it sounded funny, so I just wanted to hear it.
When I got there, before I crossed the little doorway, whatever, I don't know how to say it, but the little thing that before you go into to see the judge, or whatever, I asked them if we wanted the record first. So kind of right off that, I noticed that the clerk and the prosecutor looked at me weird because they're not used to people doing that. So when they said yeah, I walked in and they asked me who I was, and I told them that I was the beneficial owner of the name, whatever. And he asked me, "Oh, do you know why you're here?" And I'm like, "No, actually." I told him that I didn't know that I was. I feel like I'm here wasting my time right now. And he's like, he started reading the charges. So I was like, "Oh, objection! I'm gonna need you to recuse yourself because you're practicing law from the bench. And according to Article 17 of the 1784 Constitution, you're not supposed to do that. So I'm gonna need you to recuse yourself." And he got red, and then he told the prosecutor to he's like, "Oh, can you read him the charges?" And I told him, I was like, I let him. He barely spoke when I objected to that one too. I'm like, "Yo, Transfer versus Pagliaro is a case law, but from the Supreme Court, he cannot be talking because he has no first-hand knowledge. He doesn't know anything that was going on." And they literally just was like, "Oh, we're just gonna go ahead and put it for a trial date." But they did that because everybody in the courtroom was like some lady came behind me and asked me if I could be her lawyer, and I told her "Nah, man, I'm nobody's lawyer, man. Just read the laws." Everybody was in shock. So that's why when I went on the 12th of September, they already had this mapped out that they were gonna do this. Because right when I got there, the judge, because I got there, I don't get there at the time they say. I get there when I feel like it. So I got there I got there at 10 or something. And the minute I walked in, they called one more case, and all of a sudden it was recess time. It was literally I walked in and it's like they seen that I was there, and they're like, "Oh, judge is in recess," and then they told everybody that all cases were gonna be heard in courtroom 2. So I was thinking that I was going over there as well. So as I was leaving, "Oh, not you, Maximo. We got to talk to you." And then I stood there, and then the CO came and locked the door. They didn't want nobody to come in. And then the judge literally came back out within 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It was. I was trying to record it, man, but they wasn't budgeting with that. But yeah.
Okay. So he was because he was reading your charges from behind there. You're like, "How can you even charge me? You're behind there. You weren't there."
Man, he can't. He's practicing law. He can't be back there. He's not. The thing is, right, that he cannot be back there practicing law, and they do this every day. They just back there, always making sure that the DA is good. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple ways you can fight that. For example, how the hell is this how am I supposed to have a partial trial, a fair trial when you work for the state that supposedly has a claim against me? This prosecutor works for the same state that's supposed to be trying to prosecute me, and the lawyer that's next to me also works for that same state that's claiming that I injured them in any way. How is that really a fair trial? Think about it. When all three of them, you know what I'm saying? All three of them work for the same people that are trying to come and fuck with you. What's the separation of powers there? You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that go behind all of this that it's once you get it, and everything just starts connecting, you can just. It's too many ways to actually battle these people. It's a lot of them. It's just you just have to keep studying and keep getting better at it. But there's a lot of ways.
The system is paper thin, bro. The system is paper thin, and it's once you learn all the system and once you learn all the ways, my boy Maximo talking about, man, it's bro, you can actually attack them from so many different angles. Because what they're doing is so fraudulent and so unlawfully. Just so many things that they're doing are so, man, just against your rights. It's just once you just stand up and know who you are and know how to play the game, you can crush them. They become very small. They're very little. They're truly no different than Burger King or y'all don't have fear when y'all go into Walmart every day. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Nah, you don't. So you're not gonna have fear dealing with this business or corporation. You just don't know that they're a business. You know what I'm saying? And it's about knowing, operating, and knowing how to treat them and act accordingly and assert yourself. But it's all good. I promise, the more and more deeper y'all start digging into this information, the clearer everything's gonna start to become. And like I said, this part here, this lesson, this webinar is so important because this is boom. Well, once you learn how to beat this courtroom system process, it doesn't matter. Like once you start making your businesses, once you start gaining properties and things like that. Well, you know, I mean, once you start let's say you adverse possess property, or however you want to do it. Let's say you take that and let's say, okay, the bank wants to come after you. Well, it's like, well, hold on, bank. Hold on, before we even move forward, I need you to give me these bribery statements. I need that Foreign Agent Registration Act. Oh, you too, Judge. I need woo. Hold on. Let me put this injunction in on the case too. Can't nobody move forward in the case until they prove who they are. And that's the thing. They can't put that fraud out there. So what they gonna do? They just gonna have to let you take the property and move the hell on. You see what I'm saying? I kind of a little bit a lot, but if you know how to catch it, you know how to catch it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's like, yo, once you learn how to play the court system in the court game, yo, you become the power. You have man, we got all the power, yo. I promise you. That's why, like, all this marching and trying to ask for shit, like that's so 1960s, bro. That's over with. Because anything that we want out here, we can take it and we can get it for ourselves, yo. We don't have to ask anybody. Straight up. So I just wanted to say that. Y'all got rights now.
Speaking of going on the offense, can you open up a case on them for constructive fraud for older case?
Hell, you can open a case on them for all kinds of things that were infringement against your rights. As long as you can prove it, you got them all day. And that's why putting everything on court record and putting this administrative process on them on the court record is so important. Just because it's like, yo, the fact that they didn't, rebut, or they didn't give you the paperwork that you requested according to the Freedom of Information Act, like those are felonies, bro. Like, and as long as you have that on public record, the best thing that they can do is dismiss your case. If not, they got some felonies coming for them, bro. That's on the public record. They can't rebut that. And that's why I was like, when we start getting into the tort claims on the next, webinar and things like that, oh, bro, they just got to take that. Because at the end of the day, the tort claim is nothing but an affidavit against them saying, yo, this is what happened. Here's the proof. Can you rebut it? They can't really rebut it because you've already done the administrative process on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you're really building up a case against them. And the best thing they can do is either dismiss it or lose out personally in a personal capacity. And ain't nobody trying to do that, bro. Not for you. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna.
Yeah, I'm also gonna add this right here. This is a certified copy of the 1866 Civil Rights Act. You really can't read the lettering on this, like that, because obviously, it's the real copy. But you can look it up. Just Google it. Like, yo, Civil Rights Act of 1866. I don't know who's that millionaire brother that had a Supreme Court case today. He owns like a whole bunch of channels or something like that.
Byron Allen.
Oh,
Byron Allen. Right? Yeah, this is what he's using to sue them. This act right here, the Civil Rights Act of 1866. This is what he's using, right? So coincidentally, the Supreme Court judge that was supposed to see his case is sick. He was sick today. Coincidentally. And don't go look it up. This is what everybody's been talking about all day today. That the judge wasn't there because the judge was sick. This right here, you could put this in every single case too. Like, just look it up. So you could read what it says. But yo, these people even break down how to sue these people. Like, they just break everything down right here. I mean, obviously once you understand it, then you'll see a whole bunch of stuff that they're breaking down here. But this is a good. I'm gonna send this out too, so you guys could grab this right here. And then just Google it, and so you can read it.
What you guys just spoke about into you guys being able to remove a judge from the bench. Can't we do that?
Yeah, you can if he's practicing law. Like if he's, they always do that. You're basically asking them to recuse themselves. But like the reason why I did that is because like I live and breathe this. So like I literally be studying. Like I don't want to like tell y'all to do something that I feel like y'all could do it when y'all ready. You feel me? When you feel like you could do that, then you go ahead and do it all day. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't come out, like he didn't get off. Obviously, all he did was tell the prosecutor to read the charges, but I kind of felt like they were just testing me. So remember, when you guys put in all this paperwork, they're already gonna know, like, oh shit, this is some legit paperwork here, right? So now they want to see if somebody did that for you, or do you know what the hell you're doing? That's really what they always want to know. That, like, it's like they'll see the paperwork and they'll be like, okay, I mean, the paperwork looks great. It's you know, it's good. So basically, it's like, okay, now when he or she, whoever this comes, we're gonna see what time it is. You know, and don't mistake for 1 second. I can guarantee y'all that some of these people they be getting together, talk about like, yo, you know, this X, Y, and Z is coming, yo, how we should attack this. Like these people really do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not used to people coming in there to fight. They're used to you just going in there and just basically doing whatever they tell you to do. You know, here, plead guilty, do whatever, take probation, go to some community service, pay me this fine. You know, that's how easy it is for them. So we're coming in there talking about like, nah, hold on, we ain't doing all that today. You know, y'all gonna like BrothaTruth said, show me who you are, because I don't even know who the hell you are. You see what I mean? Show me who you are. We'll obviously we'll go from there. You know, and that's really what it is. But this act right here is really powerful, man. Like I'm telling you, just Google it, 1866 Civil Rights Act, and just read it. And it's really short too. It's not that long. It's just pretty short. Like, but it's powerful.
They do everything that we do, just like we on this call right now, trying to sharpen ourselves. They do the same shit.
Yeah, word. Yeah, of course they do that. They even be having sometimes dudes from college. They'll have them go sit there in the jewelry box, like just to see how you're gonna move, so that they can train them and shit. They be doing shit like that.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be careful.
Word.
Yeah. So you know, I hope tonight's webinar was definitely beneficial and can help you all. Like I said, we have some dope templates that we put in there. Please go through there and actually read the templates, y'all. Like, don't just put your name in there and fill them out and try to put them in. Like, actually understand. And if you know, before you make some of these moves, if you need to kind of, you know, go back through these webinars a couple of times, watch them 2-3 times before it just sticks. Like, that's cool. Do that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I promise you, when you get it, like my boy Maximo was talking, when you get it and that click happens, yo, this shit here is all like a conversation. It's literally, you know, it's a story, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, we're giving y'all pieces by pieces by pieces. But we tell y'all to start at the estate planning because that's the basics. But once you square away the basics, then you can start jumping into these webinars and start discharging your debt. Then maybe start, you know, protecting your assets in the courtroom and how you do that, you know, and things like that, man. There's so many different ways, and know that the methods and the things that we gave you today could be used for real estate. It could be used for, you know, court cases. It could be used for everything, man, because just understand that this is the game that's being played, and you just call them out on your shit. Can they take your house? Can they foreclose on your home? Can they woo? Wait a minute, lawyer. I need you to tell me who the hell you are. You know what I'm saying? If not, well, we need to start the tort claims up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about knowing how to protect and defend yourself, man. How to protect and use their system against them. That's all this is. So, you know, I'm glad we had testimonies and other people who are on the phone tonight that could actually tell you that what we're talking about is true. This is real. And like, you know, this is what it means to be the 5%ers. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we're talking about is not being discussed amongst a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And this information you're about to start asserting, like, please believe, when you assert it and start doing this stuff, yeah, you might get some eyebrows raised at you. But I promise you, they'll step away when they know that you know the information and they know that you're not just putting in templates. So, like, please learn this information. You know what I'm saying? Digest it. And when you can actually spit this information without having to look at a piece of paper, like, this is when you become gods. You feel me? Because when you understand the system, they already know that they can't rock with you, yo. But yeah, that's it. I'm through. But go ahead. Somebody want to say something?
Every webinar purchase is on repeat on the card. Like you said, till I know it like the back of my hand. It's on repeat. That's all I listen to.
I say
that needs to be. That's how you gotta be. Like, you know, when I first got into all of this, man, I was doing like maybe 12 hours a day, just straight studying. Like, just, and I don't do it for as long now, but I still, you know, gotta get my work in. Like, you gotta stay sharp, because you know these people, they like I said, these people are literally, not only do they trick us, but these people do rituals. These people do a lot of shit behind the scenes, like to keep everybody in a very low frequency. So, you know, to some, you know, you might look crazy. Like, it took me a whole year and doing a whole bunch of processes to even get my brothers to get on this. And you know, I've lost friends behind this, but it doesn't matter because it's funny how now everybody's coming back like, yo, and it's like, I kind of can't not do it. I'm way too ahead. I mean, when I was trying to tell y'all wasn't listening, you know. So don't feel discouraged, man. You just got to keep going because at the end of the day, we're showing you what they're saying you could do. Like me and BrothaTruth ain't making this shit up. Like this is just what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, remember the Art of War. Like these people literally got to know that book was the Art of War and 48 Laws of Power. Like, yo, they use that shit against us every day. You know, the Art of War says that know thyself, know your enemy, and you're guaranteed victory. So you got to know who you are. You know your enemy by knowing their laws. You can't lose. I mean, if you look how you're gonna pull up a court and be like, yo, but I got this paperwork right here from the IRS saying that you guys are a private company and that you people are foreign agents and all this other shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, okay, we can't leave that person alone on to the next. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I feel like they've taught us to look outside of ourselves for everything. Like for law, if we need something pertaining to law, for birth, for health, we look outside ourselves when somebody in our tribe should know all of that. So our tribe is equipped with all of that. So we can do all of that ourselves instead of going to them. And so we won't be entrapped with their madness.
Yeah, that's true, man. Very true.
They broke up our family structures, though. They broke up the tribe. You know, that's why we couldn't keep the knowledge, we couldn't keep the information, and we had to depend on them for everything. So I mean, like I said, once you understand the story, you understand why we're in this system, why we're a part of the tax program, why we're a part of everything, just because we've been broken, our family structures, everything's been broken. We've been taken from our systematic, our ancestral systems, and we've been put inside of their corporation. Like, yo, like, you know, and once we can respect them no different than the Burger King down the street, then we can actually start taking all of our emotional connection out of it. And, you know, we want to die for the United, all that bullshit. Like once we can, you know, silence all that and actually see this system for what it is and understand the business, we can go ahead and get on our business and know what we need to do to, you know, move forward as a people and as a community. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a lot of us can talk bad and everything like that about the Asian community or whatever, but they got a program. They can execute. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, like straight up, I've been all around the world, Jamaica and everywhere else, man. I'm telling you, these Chinese people, man, like they setting up systems in all kinds of different countries. Yo,
they got a Chinatown. They got a Chinatown in every major city. You know, in all the islands, because like you know, when you go to like you know, my family comes from the Dominican Republic. They got like a whole section, just like over here in Chinatown. Like they do this everywhere they go. And I'm telling y'all this because the mother of my oldest daughter is actually Cambodian. And like I saw a lot of things between those, like, yo, those people, they really, like, they really, I've never seen a broke Asian dude. Like, I've never seen it before. Like, it's like, they take care of themselves and they like, you know, it's just the way they operate, man. It's crazy, you know? And same thing with the Jews, too. The Jews be like that, too.
Yeah. That's what it is, man. So we got to start changing our family traditions and everything like that, starting with us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what this I self-law shit is all, I self-law thing is all about, man. You know, just us changing our habits, changing our thought process, and changing our mind, you know, that we can actually manifest and create something different for ourselves and our family and our futures.
Word.
I say it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay.
Just all right, great putting this together.
Put yourself on mute.
And put everybody.
All right, greetings. So we're finalizing this webinar, and once we have everything in the folder, we'll go ahead and email everyone the live recording. Once it's edited and everything, it'll take about 48 business hours. And a few announcements that we have is that we do have a few other webinars coming up before the year is done, well, at least the fiscal year. And we have the CPN webinar with Brother Maximo El Ali. He will be hosting that webinar November 25th. So right before like Black Friday type of thing. Also, we did launch the the academy. So we do have, August, we had our first academy, which was hands-on with BrothaTruth. And he went through the estate planning lessons 1 through 5. And many of the students are finalizing their steps right now. Some of them have completed them, but many of them are still finalizing a few steps. And the second semester is going to actually be a sophomore. It's going to include freshman and sophomore. So freshman is going to be estate planning lessons 1 through 5. And then the sophomore is going to be basically breaking down business, personal credit, business credit, how to obtain loans, how to go ahead and also do your trust, do government trust. So it's going to be a few things that's going to be added to the sophomore semester. So basically, we wanted people to be secured parties for the first half. And then now once you secure yourself and you take control of your estate, now you can go and operate and do business and commerce with these other corporations. We also have another webinar coming up, which is the torts and claims with BrothaTruth. And we should be having one on courtroom etiquette. So how to basically, function and how to stand and assert yourself in the courtroom. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, man. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a good good night.
That was that webinar. It was another great recording. We appreciate everybody for joining in tonight. And again, we should have this done probably about 48 to 72 hours. I've recorded and everything, mixed and mastered, and we'll have everything sent off to you all. But man, this was a dope recording. And again, we'll have all the files. I have Maximo. He's sent me all the files too. We're putting it in one big folder for you all. And yeah, man, we're just gonna keep trying to keep bringing y'all that fire, that heat, and y'all keep letting us know what y'all want and what y'all need, what y'all got problems and situations with, that maybe, myself, Ali, Maximo, some of the other brothers and sisters that we roll with, and kind of, create remedies for it, man. So, just let us know, man. We all in this as a family. This information has changed our lives, and incredibly, me and Ali's for sure, and I know it's going to change many, many more of you all. So I look forward to all of the things and the greatness that we're all going to create together. And if there's any questions, anything you need, please let us know. Oh yeah, also, I've been working on these nationality cards, IDs. I know some of y'all are waiting on those. We've been traveling, doing a lot of things on the road from here to Jamaica, things like that. So yeah, just the ID cards. Yeah, we got a whole brand new machine, but yeah, we still got some problems with it. It's still so anyway, we're working them out right now, actually with the company. So it was a brand new machine, and somehow it was still like broke. But anyway, we getting that all fixed and everything. And I mean, once we get that, we'll be good. We got our own do-it-yourself nationality package that we're gonna try to go ahead and release next week. I got everything ready for it. We just wanted to kind of go ahead and finish these last ones, if we could. But yeah, that's basically it. And I mean, like I say, here in the future, we have our own do-it-yourself nationality packages where we're going to teach you all how to basically, find the nationality and, the tribe that, you can stem to from your great-grandmother and put this on your paper and your nationality and your paperwork. And we're going to already have our signatures and our seals and things already on it. So all you got to do is just buy the package and download it from us, and then you'll be able to just, fill out the information according to, your research that you put in. So we're going to show y'all how to do it. This is all about, ISEF law is all about you all being able to create your own way, Be your own gods, be your own creators. I don't want to be the creator over none of y'all. You all are your own kings and queens. So that's what this is all about. So that's what all of the tools and the things that we're giving you. We're trying to step away from us doing things for you and you doing it for yourself. The teacher in me doesn't even feel proper, I don't feel right, you know what I'm saying, doing everything or doing things for you all. You know, I want you all to learn this information and get it into your soul and learn this like you know the ABCs and learn your numbers and learn how you learn chemistry and biology and all the other bullshit that they taught y'all in school. Learn this commerce the same way and it'll change your life forever, period. And I know this because it's changed mine. I'm living it and it's changed Maximo's. He's living it. And, you know, we're pure examples of it, you know? So, yeah, thank you.
Definitely.
We appreciate you. And yeah, I look forward to building more greatness with y'all. That's it. Y'all have a good night.
Peace and love, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Peace
Have a
and
good
love.
night.
Peace and love. Thank you.
Anybody didn't say good night this time? Anybody say goodbye? I should mute it. Peace, peace.